From the physical action of fracking, really haven't seen anything that's of an issue. What becomes a bigger concern for us is all the surface activity. You need a lot of trucks to bring in the various chemicals and water to do the fracking. A lot more pipelines to move the product. Issues with, again, like the wastewater, those type of things. Those are all kind of off from fracking, but because fracking is occurring, those are issues that are kind of in there that impact the environment.
Williston, North Dakota's oil boom and the population boom that came with it have put an obvious strain on housing, schools, and roads. But the overcrowding is also affecting the area's waste disposal, pushing facilities to their limits. Oil companies and residential worker camps contract septic operators to dispose of non-potable water and septic waste, but the volume has become overwhelming as oil operations have expanded. Bo Vackel, owner of Mondack Water and Septic in Stanley, North Dakota, is in the process of opening his own municipal wastewater lagoon to alleviate the problem.
The biggest problem we're having right now is that the infrastructure just wasn't here for the amount of people that have come into the state and the amount of services, I guess, that are needed. I mean, housing is a huge problem. The septic, finding adequate places for disposal of septic has become a massive problem.
With nowhere to go, Vackel says companies have been disposing some waste illegally, which can pollute the environment or pose risk to the water supply.
There is companies that have been caught for dumping in road ditches, dumping in fields where they don't have permission. They've got nowhere else to take it, and it's like they are, they got rid of it wherever they could find.
City landfill supervisor Brad Septka is also facing problems with increased waste.
Saturday morning, so there's a day and a half's worth of garbage here, and just to give you a perspective of what we've got in a day and a half.
Septka says he and his team sometimes have more waste than they can cover immediately, which can lead to fires when companies don't follow the rules for chemical disposal. The fumes from these fires can be dangerous, especially without knowing exactly what may be contained within the waste.
Since the oil has started, we have had probably 16 fires in the last 3 years, where we never used to have one at all. Them getting away with bringing in stuff that spontaneous combust in our landfill, different solvents, stuff like that might start it up.
North Dakota has a ways to go in finding solutions for these new environmental challenges. Until then, Glatt says, the state is doing the best it can.
The communities are very cautious. They have gone through boom and busts in the past, so they wanted to make sure this was going to stick. And so now they're just now really starting to invest in infrastructure, and it's a little bit behind the curve. Fracking of itself, I don't have an issue with. It's all the stuff that happens on the surface, and the social issues, the environmental issues, those are all challenges for a state. And I think we're hanging in there right now.
This is Carly Helfand for the Medill News Service.